Alright, let's try again here. Yeah, so I was reading, I went and read the Streamlabs OBS help section, and it said, reading about different encoder settings and all this kind of stuff. And so it said, yeah, if you've got an older computer that doesn't have, a great dedicated graphics card, you should probably use software encoding and try these settings. And so I tried all those settings, and it wrecked everything. So I pretty much just set it back to what we were using, more or less. But I have scaled the output down from 1080 to 720. It's still shooting in 1080, but it's being scaled by Streamlabs down to 720. Yeah, performance is like way better right now. Way way better. Like literally half the CPU usage, which is odd because it said software encoding would be the best way to reduce your CPU usage. It's goofy. All right. Anyways, all right. So let's. Do you think the camera needs to come a little bit lower? I think that's our bottleneck. I think the CPU is our bottleneck. So I had the tripod kind of jacked up. Do I want this now? I'll just use the strap. I had the tripod jacked up trying to take pictures of the conjunction out there. I kind of want to stand up and play, but I think I'll be out of frame in that case. I'd actually have to come up higher. Yeah, this is cutting the bottom of the guitar off a little bit. All right, let's see. So yeah, probably just tilt it. It's easier. I can not trip over all the wiring. Got a friggin' rat's nest of wires back here behind the table, guys. Man. Your McRib, baby. It's permanent. It's a permanent fixture in your innards now. Hey, Paul, how are you? Alt and drag to change camera dimensions. Let me think. Let's see. Let's see how we look now. Not bad. Not bad. Where's the end of my cable here? Keeping your flat wounds too? After that whole spiel about how you were ordering rounds? Twerking? No twerking on this stream. Nobody wants that. Nobody. I don't know where my pick went. We can bring the guitar up some. Oh wait, I don't have the bar in. The sound. Yeah, this camera is a significant improvement. So much so that our primary issue so far is the computer not really being able to handle it. Alright, let's see. Oh wait, I unplugged the reverb. That's why it's not working. That was a nice pop. You need to turn the volume over here a little bit. Another thing I kind of wanted to test some was moving the microphone to different positions, because the last stream I wasn't quite. I felt like we kind of like lost our low end a little bit. So I've moved it a little bit off to the side. It was more kind of central before. And I sort of want to experiment with some different positions. Black spot over the neck pickup? Not sure what you mean. Yeah, the amp has a close mic on it, and then I've got my mic I'm talking into up here, and obviously we're getting a little bit of that, getting some of the guitar in that too. Ha 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 ha. All right, let's cut. Got a little too much treble. Well, art imitates life. Okay. Oh yeah, need to update that. Because it is no longer a Blazer. It is What is this one? Is this one the 88 or the 89? This one's the 88. I think the black one's the 89. You would just run USB off the amp. I don't have anything. I don't have any amps that high tech. And what I'd like to do, like my long term plan, is to get like a matched pair of Earthworks condensers, and run them. Have like one as a close mic and then one a little bit farther out, and then blend them. The Rode match pair, the M5s. I'm not super familiar with their mics. I know they've gotten really popular over the last few years, especially because they've started doing a lot of USB and podcaster type mics. I know they've been around for a long time, but I've never played any of their higher end ones. But I really want the Earthworks specifically because they're super, super, super fast. Like their performance in the time domain is crazy. They're extremely uncolored and natural sounding, which for me tends to be what I kind of prefer. I'm not really looking for mics to color things too much. Hello, son. How are you, Pan? Well, I mean, Rode does make some really high-end stuff. That's what they were, more known for, but for like maybe the last 5-10 years. Use an NT4 for all your vocals. Yeah. Trust it. Yeah. So typically when the weather starts to change, it starts to get cold, and especially if you're running heat in your house, most guitars will need some kind of tweak. Yeah, so that means either your action's too low on the bass side of your bridge, or you have a little bit of hump in your neck, in which case you need to loosen your truss rod slightly. A Marantz microphone? So Pan, sight down your neck. I think we've talked a little bit about how to sight your neck before, but hold your first fret down and around your 15th fret or so, right? And sight down your neck this way. And basically, you're looking for curvature in the neck, right? So if it has curvature like this, where the middle of the neck is raised up, the headstock and body side are relatively dipped down compared to the middle of the neck, then you need to loosen the truss rod. If it's the other way, the sort of ski jump, the dip in the neck, you need to tighten the truss rod. Typically, if your open strings are buzzing, it's because you need to loosen your truss rod. And it probably doesn't need much. If it wasn't doing it before and it's doing it now, it probably just needs a minor tweak. See, yeah, we got that little bit of hum. I think because we have, since the one spot, the daisy chain power supply has bought the farm. I'm using two separate power supplies now for two separate pedals. But I think that's inducing a little bit of hum into the circuit when we engage this one over here, because it's actually on a different power strip. So we're probably getting a little ground noise from it, or ground loop thing going on from it. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, yeah, for the most part. Once in a blue moon, you'll run into a guitar where it's the opposite for some insane reason, but the vast majority of the time, it's righty tighty, lefty loosey. The other thing you need to be careful for is if you have a double action or dual action truss rod, but your guitars, if you're talking about that Ibanez you got, that shouldn't be. That's just a regular truss rod. So dual action truss rod, you need a much, much smaller adjustment to make the same amount of change as you would in a single action truss rod. And they're relatively easy to break comparatively. Alright, let's dial in some dirty tones. Let me bring the channel volume down a little. Start turning the mic down some. Now, why does Smurfco's comment get through and Zomball's doesn't? Let's see. Yeah, we're definitely getting some ground hum there. I wonder if I can switch this power supply onto the same outlets. That'd be tight. If that'll take care of it. What are you guys going on about? Chad is taking a turn for the foul. Oh, geez. I mean, as long as you make small, very small adjustments, you're not going to break anything. And make sure you have the right size wrench too. Don't try to half-ass it with a wrench that's a little bit too small, because you can wind up stripping the nut without realizing it. But as long as you have the appropriate wrench for an Ibanez, should probably be a 5 millimeter wrench. Depends on the individual model, but they're usually like either I think a 3 millimeter or a 5 millimeter. Uh, just literally tweak. Make a small tweak, look at it, let it sit. Make a small tweak, look at it, let it sit. Don't do more than about a quarter turn absolute maximum in a day as well, because over the next day or two, it's going to kind of keep adjusting a little bit. So if you just go like crank, 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 and loosen it way up, you're going to come back the next day and you're going to have a banana neck. All right, hold on. I'm gonna move this power supply to the same outlet as the other power supply to see if it gets rid of this little ground hum. Now, if he's making a tweak this small, like if he's just got a little bit of up bow, he shouldn't really need to loosen him up. It's not a major adjustment. It sounds like he's just got like a little bit of up bow now. That's a seasonal adjustment. Just bing. All right, just a sec. Let me. See if we'll plug in over here. Ah, the old banana neck. Banana neck crunch. Hopefully not. That improved it. It's still not perfect, but better than it was. Eating a banana on stream. Oh man. That must have been really abused. Feeder a violation of terms of service. Oh yeah, now that I've got this nice camera, I can start the giant feed OnlyFans. That trim spring ring. Let's see. Wait, I thought you couldn't have. I thought you couldn't. You can go outside and play guitar. I thought you couldn't do any or have any like exposed torso anymore. I'm making OnlyPans. Gotta go for a bit. Sure thing, dude. We should be around for a while. Dang. Think I got the last drop. Time for, man, I wish I had some. One of my friends has bought me a bottle, but he hasn't been able to drop it off yet. Come on. There we go. The nails are getting too long, though. A little better. If you use the mode with the reverb and the delay together, the reverb just kind of eats up the delay. So one of the advantages of the new version, the V2, is that you can use delay in any reverb mode instead of just with the hall reverb, and you can you have separate controls, complete controls for the reverb and delay, so you can kind of dial them in better. Let's go over to the lead channel. Get a little more saturation. Hey, Freezing Cathedral, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Find it better than how to reverb. Yeah, you have to keep the. So in this particular one, this is the Red Panda Context V1, and in the delay mode, you have your time and your feedback for the delay, and then you just have a knob that controls the reverb dwell total, and then a master mix knob. So you can't control the mix of the two separately. So if you want the delay to be at any kind of reasonable level, you have to keep the reverb really low, or it starts to just swallow everything up. It's great if you want to make big ambient kind of sounds. If you want to. That kind of stuff. Usually I'd be using a separate delay and reverb pedal, but my power supply I bought the farm. Sometimes, at some point last week, it was working Wednesday, and then by the Friday stream, it suddenly was just a big noisy mess. So now I've gone down to just the context because I can use it for delay and reverb. Well, to be fair, the old one spot. This thing was like what, $20 or something, and I bought it 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and it's played dozens and dozens and dozens of gigs and dozens and dozens and dozens of streams. So it's probably just about had it. It's nice to hear that the tone is smooth out there. The tone's a little grittier in the room, I think, than it comes across through the mic. You got the same one? Yeah, it's the one spot's super common and super cheap. I grabbed it one day because I needed something for a gig later that night, actually. But I think it's time that we upgrade to a real power supply so we can, have a lot less noise problems in general, for one, and power a much wider variety of pedals. If we can wind up getting something like the Chalks here, I think we can power more pedals off of that, but we can power some of the big pedals like the Moogs and stuff like that at the same time as the small pedals, because that guy can only do 9-volt DC negative, center negative stuff. The one spot comes with like a little daisy chain that lets you power up to 5 pedals. It's got a pretty decent total MA draw. I think it's like 1700 MA. But the odds of you running 5 9-volt pedals that are pulling that kind of current are pretty slim. Let's turn out a few too many repeats here. Coheed and Cambria Aftermath. I haven't listened to a ton of them. I heard some of their stuff. What was the concept album they did back in like mid 2000s? Had some riff like that on it. I had to teach it a bunch at that time. Like all the kids were into that way back then. Starting to like the Podgo. But yeah, anything like that's kind of irritating when you first get it. Till you really start to understand it. It's the same story with this camera. You know, it's totally daunting at first, but every time you use it, you understand a little bit more about it. Bad caps are cold sock. I don't know. The kind of hum that it has makes me think that like its little transformer or something is probably bad. The thing is, though, I don't really know that there's any getting this open. At least not without wrecking it. No, still got that little bit of noise. I guess they just don't like being on separate power supplies. Yeah, it kind of got me. Like, I was never a giant fan of them when they were popular, but people complained about his voice all the time, and I'm like, I mean, the list of rock singers with really, really, really high-pitched voices is pretty much endless. All right, so let's see. Do we have any requests? I think Grim requested something in the Discord. I don't know if anybody else has yet. We'll see if we can run Discord since I've got our resource usage down quite a bit now. Let's see if we can run Discord comfortably at the same time. Oh, Facade requested to send. Did I put the RC? Ah, crap, I put it back in the pedal case. Dang it. Just a sec. I'm just going to completely take this out of the way and unplug this from back there. Just plug this in the front. Alright, Metal Monday. White Lie. Oh, one of the worst ones too. Jeez, man. What's next? What was the other really, really cheesy one? Like, was it when the Children Cry or something like that? Ow. For some reason, I was just thinking about that the other day. I think I was watching Vito Bratta. Was Vito Bratta the guy in that band, right? Or I'm thinking of other dude. The Freezing Cathedral, thank you for that follow, man. Welcome to our stream. If you use Discord, we have ourselves a Discord. Fun little guitar and music community going. You are welcome to join. Also the place to drop requests, or the best place to drop requests, so I can kind of keep them all organized, since we do several different sort of theme streams. Oh man, But let's see. I think Grim got something in first, so we'll check his first. So Grim's got some Blue Oyster Cult, of course, and then Nemophila, Nemophila. I don't know how they pronounce their band name. Yeah, classic 80A MP1 tone. He's a monster guitar player. A monster guitar player. But man, White Lion sucks. In the vein of many an 80s hair metal band. Amazing guitar players. Incredibly corny songs. Alright, so Graham, let's ask Graham first since he got in first. Graham, do you want me to do Blue Oyster Cult, one of the Blue Oyster Cults, or do you want me to do the banana song? The banana song first. So no, I think you're the only person that's brought them up. Banana song. Wait, is this like a metal cover of Banana Phone? All right. Let's give it a listen. A Barbara Ann reference. Why is this in Metal Monday? Well, she's playing a 7-string. So I mean, this is pretty much the beginning part anyway. Wait for it. Okay, so it's gonna change. But the beginning part is pretty much just Barbara Ann. You know, that type of thing. So let's see what it does. Alright, so we got like a breakdown kind of feel now. Let's scoop our mids a little bit. Get a little more saturation. We got a little second up here too. All right, so we have an F up against an E up here. Oh wait, we should gotta update our title too. Always remind me to update the title when we do an actual song. Let's see. All right, so we've got this very one type breakdown type thing going now. A little more space between the notes. After the second one, the lead guitar plays an F up here on the 13th fret, and then an E up on the 17th fret on the B string. And that gives us that really harsh minor second sound. Sounds like she slides up into the E first, though. So. Nah, there's whatever. You know, if we run out of requests, I'm just gonna start playing shred versions of Christmas songs, though. I don't think this song's Christmas related in the slightest. I mean, it might be, but it doesn't look like it. Alright, so then the second time we come up into E, E, F, E, then A right above the E, pull off to the F, back to the E. I don't think we've gotten Symphony X. Symphony X, is that Michael Romeo? Alright, so she's playing a 7-string. Obviously we can't go quite as low as she's going, but what she's playing here when this starts to come in, we have a little pinch harmonic. Yeah, Michael, that's what I was thinking. But she's playing it on the 7-string so she can actually drop down and get that low D underneath. We kind of have to play an inversion of it on the 6. So we start off, we're just moving up from E to F, back to E, then a D, then back to E, then up to F, and when we get to the F, we tremolo pick. So. Then it sounds like the second time we're going to go up to G. Ba da 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 da. This is Banana Song by Nemophila or Nemophila or Nemophila, or I don't know how they pronounce their name. It sounds like it's going to drop right back into this sort of Barbara Ann thing. Yeah. So now it's back into the Barbara Ann progression, but with a ton of distortion. Da, 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 da. So it comes out of it, lands in a D, then a C. All right, so this is a pretty standard old rock and roll and old blues type of progression. Right, so we have a root, then we come up 4 frets to the major third, then up to the perfect fifth, then up to the major sixth, a whole step, right, and then our minor seventh is a half step above that, then back down. So up. Alright, so then it shifts back to the key of E minor. So we're going to start off with the minor third up here, 15th fret, pulling off to E. Sounds like we're going to go up probably to A. Oh, that very last one too, that very last G, it actually walks up chromatically to the G, if you could hear that. Yeah, so then A up to F sharp. Right, so we're back in the E minor blues scale. Sure thing, Paul. We'll be here for a while. It sounds like we're going to get a little sort of type of lick next. All right, she starts to add in some tapping. All right, it sounds like our tapping hand. Our tapping note is going to come up from like a B to a C to a D, then does it slide up to an E? So a little solo. So I've become convinced that Grimm's musical taste consists of like 98% Japanese metal bands with majority female members, and then like 2% Blue Oyster Cult. So it's like it's pretty much done after that solo. So that's it, though. There's only those two alternatives. All right, so I guess that takes us on to White Lion, which at least it'll have a cool guitar solo. Question will be one that I can play, because Vito Bratta can play some crazy stuff. All right. All right. Any questions though about Banana Song before we go on? Any parts we need to go over? Like, really, aside from the little solo bit at the end, the rest of it's super easy. Even the more metally part. Need a little bit more gain to get that trick to work. Just show it. All right, let's see. So let's move on to wait. And don't forget Bandmade. Let's update our title. Where'd Discord go? Wait. All right, so basically we have, for our clean part here, or do you want me to do the whole song, or do you want me to just do the solo? Oh. All right, so we've got an A. It's played on 12 strings, so it's giving it kind of a chorused effect. Then like an A7, then a first inversion of a D, then a D minor. Well, we might as well do the whole thing. Might as well do the whole thing. So starting off, this very beginning part of the intro. Similar sort of progression, but in the key of D instead. All right, so the little intro is like a D, D major 7. Then this sounds like a G suspended 2. Then into an first inversion of a G, and then G minor. Then we land in big distorted A chord. No, we'll do it. We'll do it. It'll be worthwhile. It'll be worthwhile just for looking at the solo, because the solo in it is great, as are pretty much all of their solos. So we're gonna land in that big A chord. Let's get a little reverb. So it sounds like it moves up an octave. Higher voicing, so let's see. Something to this effect. Boom. All right, so now we need a little overdriven tone. And we need a little bit of delay. Bum, 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 bum. So it sounds like we have an A major third. Ba da da. Slightly too many repeats. All right, so we're going to land in A, an A power chord, or wherever you want to play it. Then we're going to have the minor seventh and the major third. We're going to take the minor or the major third. We're going to drop it down to the major second, which you could also do with the open string. I think it's probably fretted up here. I would imagine. Then we're going to land in a D. Yeah, we come up to this D. Bum, 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 bum. All right, then it sounds like we're going to come into a first inversion of a D minor. So we could play that here, or we could play that here, then back into the A. Bum, 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 bum. Which is pretty cool. It actually has. We were talking about the other day. We were talking about voice leading. This little lick actually features a pretty cool kind of voice leading effect, right? So we have this major third. Ba, ba. Then we have this moving down a whole step. Ba, ba. applying it like a backdoor to what's called a backdoor 2-5-1 type effect, where we substitute ba da da, the 2 for a 7, a flat 7 major, ba da da da, and leads up a half step to the 4, ba, then borrowing a 4 from the parallel minor, ba 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 ba. Like our brain thinks when we hear this, we're going to be coming down to an A minor. Ba, da, da, ba, but it resolves a half step down into that major third and gives us that A major. It's actually really cool. If we could just completely remove the vocals and lyrics. All right, so then we're putting it on top of a little. All right, so we got a little scale run. Close. Da 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 da. All right, so after we land on the D the second time, we get this kind of A Dorian sound. All right, so then an A Mixolydian sound. So if you remember, Mixolydian is the major scale with a flat 7. So instead of, we get. Bam. So we get over the F sharp, it goes up a half step. So we get over, as our bass note descends, A, G, F sharp, which is the first inversion of the D major, and then down to the F for the D minor, we do our little scale run up again. G. Ba-da-dum. When I'm grabbing on the A string, A, C sharp, then I'm pulling off to A, low G, still playing that C sharp, F sharp, D, F, then scale run. F, G, A, C, B, G, A. Alright, so then we're shifting back to so first time, major third, minor seventh, then into shifting down to this voicing a D minor so we can get this. Yeah, especially in the poppier ones. So up to a B minor, then an E minor. right, so B minor, E minor, E minor, E minor, then G, F sharp, G, F sharp. Right, and then it starts to move up these different inversions of the chord. So G, F sharp in the second inversion. Not quite. It ends on that F sharp major third. Bum. Oh, there we go. So G major third, down to F sharp, just taking this half step. Then into the major third to the perfect fifth of the F sharp. So that little bridge, B minor, E minor, E minor, All right, so this moved back up to D like in the intro. D. Do, do, D, A, G, A, D. So then E minor, A. So for our rhythm guitar. Right, then our little lead guitar is playing. Let's see if it's E minor. All right, so. All right, so then we have this cool little when we land in the A. So then we're going down to E minor again. Wait. Nope, then G. flat, E, F, A. Weird key change. Then second time, C, G, B flat, F, A. And it's just big open chords in this case. So first time, D, A, G, A, then D, A, E minor, A, D, A, G, A, D, A, C, G, B flat, F, A. Requesting Europe, Def Leppard, and Motley Crue. I mean, you can request whatever you want. I may or may not make fun of you depending on what you request. I mean, I kind of already have, so. Too late. All right, that gets us to the solo. Okay, really quick before the solo, let me take a bathroom break. Because the T has done hit. And I'll be right back and then we'll do the solo. All right, we're back. Okay. Let's see. Come in to take a break right while I go to take a break. Perfect timing. Boom. So it sounds like we're going to start off with a big A. We're going to tap the octave. It sounds like we're going to be bending with our left hand. I don't know. It sounds more like 21 to me. Need a little bit more. Need a little more gain, I think, to keep that note alive. My palm is touching that harmonic up there, and it sounds really cool. It almost looks like he's tapping with the pick in the video. I can't tell if it's just the way he's holding it. Let's see. I mean, there's actually still a pretty good chunk of gain left to go on the preamp. Doodle-doo. One more time. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo. We'll have to pull that into a browser so we can actually slow that down. Just about. Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to look into a more lightweight browser just for opening YouTube vids. Down. Do. So, starting with a G. Da, da, da. So it'll work out the notes, the individual notes, and then the ones that are being tapped. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So it doesn't go all the way back down. Da 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 da. So there's several ways. There's several different ways we could finger that and tap that. It's this little A mixolydian lick where we have G, A, C sharp, E, A, then back down to the C sharp, and then a half step bend. So like. I think he's keeping that C sharp down here. We could tap it, we could just skip to the B string. And that would give us this. I think I probably don't even need to pick, honestly. Maybe the very first one. Bring the highs down a little. Getting a little bit closer. So it sounds like we're going to land in these little multi-stage bends too. So it sounds like we're tapping the G, bending up to A, pulling off and coming down the D. So Da, da. It sounds like we move up an octave. So he's doing this a lot. He's doing like the left hand bend with the tap note with the right hand a ton. A ton. It's getting close. And we probably want to bend this here. Da 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 da. What'd you miss? The first parts of this song, which are pretty easy for the most part. Type stuff. And now we're working on the solo, which is kind of combining all these sort of left hand bends with taps with the right hand, and it's pretty wild. It's "Wait" by White Lion. It's the song itself is pretty cheeseball, like standard sort of '80s power ballady type thing, but the guitar player and the solo is friggin' amazing. Really interesting kind of approach. So we're kind of working it out where we're really just into like the second or third phrase of it. La da da la da. Sounds like we have a little bar dip in there too. Hey Priest, how are you? Starting to lean towards drums over guitar. I thought you said many, many times in the past that drums were for cavemen. Should we do this on shift to the B string for this? Hmm. Da 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 da. So that was cool. Just get yourself. Yeah, well, yeah. So the more if you've got like 8 to 10 heads, man. Assuming you just mean top heads, um, you're gonna have a rather busy drum kit. So get yourself like a jazz drummer kit, which is just a snare drum, floor tom, one cymbal, kick drum. That's all. Maybe a rack tom. Maybe one rack tom. You can't have two though, just one. Yeah, just hurl your guitar at the wall and do some dabs. Then pick it back up and play it as is. Don't. Just get a drum pad, a practice pad, and a pair of sticks, and just practice rudiments. Nothing but that. So this fades. The second part of the solo is he does this. This fades into like a harmonic. So where's the best place to do it? If I can find just the right spot, I think he's touching it with his palm. I think to get that harmonic out, because it's really strong to just be natural feedback. You have an electronic kit. Oh, those are great, man. You can do so many different sounds with those too, and not annoy the living crap out of everyone around you. Maybe he's doing it here. I drum a little bit. I don't have a kit. I do have a practice pad actually, but I would like to at some point. So we get some space and can get sort of a studio set up where we can actually play drums and not get the cops called. Down, down, down. It's almost like he's doing all of these bends with the left hand while he's tapping the right hand. Wooden board doesn't really feel the same as a legit practice pad. You know, the stick doesn't rebound properly. Oh, they're definitely fun if you just want to sit around and like actually work on some technique, work on some stuff, some rudiments and things. Yeah, neck's not really moving. It's got a little bit of instability. Might just be a little flutter. All right, so let's see. That one sounded actually picked. Da 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 da. Do da do do. So. Da, 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 da. It's kind of interesting because when you bend, especially when you make half step bends, all of the scale tones move onto frets that you're not thinking about. You know, the sort of default frets you think if you're just tapping sort of static stuff. Right? Once you do that little half step bend, suddenly everything is shifted up or down a fret depending on the note you're going for. See, that's sort of interesting. So 21, 19, 20, la down. Need a scrunchie. Really bad. I don't know if I have anything that'll work. Once you start doing this stuff way up in the higher frets and the higher registers, that scrunchy play is invaluable. So we tap that with it bent up, then let it come down after the pull off. Do da do da do. So I don't think we pick again. I think that's all just legato, it sounds like. Yeah, so if you watch people who play touch style and tapping style quite like a lot, they'll usually have a little dampener of some sort, which is often just a hair scrunchie. There are companies that make purpose-built ones, but they're pretty much just hair bands that they'll wrap around the nut up here, and that keeps the other strings from sympathetically vibrating and putting off all kinds of weird overtones. Because on the back side of the string, you hear that overtone that's being generated from where I'm tapping down instead of just the note from where I'm tapping over to the bridge, right? And that dampener kills all of those and kills all the sympathetic vibrations, so it gives you a much cleaner and more precise sort of tap sound. Otherwise, you have to damp with your left hand, but if you're trying to do other things with your left hand, like 8-finger tapping type things, you can't really keep it completely dampened out. Alright, so let's see. There we go. Oh wait, we have the da 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 da. Well, Groove Gear and one or two other companies make them, but they're pretty much still just hair bands, But they make them and market them and sell them as dampeners for touch style and tapping players. But they're basically just branded hair bands. All right, so let's see. We have. So it sounds like we're working just on the B string at the moment. Down to a G. So that sounds like we're sort of combining a little hammer on and pull off with the left hand with our little bend technique. Do da da da, do da da da. Why would I pay $11 for guitar wrap when I can pay like 50 cents for a hairband at the dollar store? Oh yeah, they do. One company, it might be Groove Gear. They sell an adjustable one, an adjustable band, which is pretty funny. Pretty funny. Da, da, da. Does it go up an octave? Da da da. So it sounds like we're coming up an octave each time through this little D major arpeggio, starting on the second. So A, D, F sharp, but it sounds like the top note is tapped. I don't think it's all on one string either. I don't think it's... Because that's pretty cumbersome. That sounds like a revelry or something. Alright, so... So it sounds like we get up to this higher one that we add in that G. Why do aging rock musicians wear stupid hats? Because they're going bald. They used to have long, flowing, glorious locks. But now they got comb-overs. Just gotta live with it, man. Just own it. My hair is definitely thinning compared to what it used to be, but I ain't paying for hair plugs. Da 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 da. So we're back to that sort of Mixolydian sound after this D major arpeggio type bit. Da-da-da-dum. So we slide up into that da 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 da. Hey, Keep, how are you? What's going on? I'm all right. I'm all right. Working out this super tappy solo here, note by note. Choking on my own saliva too, apparently. Alright, so let's see. From the section we're in. There's the harmonic. So you get that smooth transition straight from those taps up into the... So... Whoops, skipped ahead too far. Da 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 da. So we get this very major kind of sound here. Probably want to do it on the B string. Alright, so we're starting off perfect fourth. And just walking down to the A. Then up to the perfect fifth. Ba, 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 Alright, then we're going to grab the high A. Ba-da-do, da-da-do, da-da-do, da-da-do. Now we're changing to a 3 grouping instead of a 4 grouping. So from... Ba-da-da. Alright, so let's say... Sounds like we're going to be back into the B minor section after that. I haven't looked at it yet today. We can get it out in just a minute when we wrap this up. Take a look at it. sustain in those higher notes, though. Need like some compression or something. Which, I mean, I'm sure they were running probably a buttload of rack compressors and all kinds of stuff to get that kind of saturation. You know. Man, that's a lot of gain. All right, then it sounds like we're going to be back into the B minor section. Going back down to the crunch channel, and you're like, where'd all my gain go? What do you feel no shame for? Yeah. Nonsense. Someone who would feel ashamed by the color of the guitar is someone who was exhibiting a great deal of insecurity. This is a really beautiful guitar. Love this color. All right, so now we're back to our B minor, E minor, G, B minor, then our G, F sharp again. All right, now we're back to our corny chorus. A, or a D, A, G, A, D, A, E minor, A. All right, so the second time around it's going to be C to G to B flat to F if it's the same as the first time. C, G, B flat, F. All right, then we loop our chorus again. So instead of landing on the A at the end of it, D, A, preposterous amount of gain. No, I never experienced it. Alright, so let's see what it does for the outro. C, G, B flat. It's like A in the first inversion. So alright, then we're pretty much just playing the verse again clean, where we have A, A7, D, D minor, A, A7, D, D minor. And we're just fading out doing that pretty much. Yeah, just fading out on that D minor. Alright, so the main parts of the song aren't too hard. The solo is pretty wild, though. Like, in terms of harmonic stuff, it's not too crazy, but technically, it's really, really, really demanding. You know, try to get these... these kind of, like, swept, tap, bent arpeggios. Really, 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 really wild. Especially trying to get that up at tempo and clean. These nails are going to have to get a lot shorter, though. Like, there's no way to do that with these fingernails. It's a kind of a trade-off. Alright, so you guys want to check out the Siggy Braun? The bass, so typically the bass player is not playing chords all together at once. The bass player is playing the tones of the chords separately. As a rule, there are some bass players who play full-blown chords quite frequently. You know, like Thundercat. But typically in that case, the bass is sort of the primary instrument. But usually in the lower register, if you try strumming a chord like you would on a guitar, it's going to be kind of muddy sounding. Yeah, the whole solo is pretty inventive in terms of how it's using the left hand to manipulate the tap tones. It's like not quite 8-finger tapping, but pretty close. It's like 6-finger tapping. All right, hold on. Let me grab the Siggy Brown, and we'll check the neck on it, see how it's doing. We'll give it a checkup. Other strap for the Siggy. The strap lock strap. I always want to say Siggy Brown in a very, very Arnie type voice. Siggy Brown. That over there. I think it's still over here. I'll trip over my chair. Get to the Ziggy. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close to dead straight on the treble side, and has a really pronounced curvature on the bass side, which is really sad, really frustrating. Yeah, I've got probably at least about 3 weeks, 3 more weeks to return it. We have a very, very, very generous return policy. It is a really, really, really aggressive sounding guitar, though. I don't know why it thinks that's an offensive phrase. Yeah, they're ridiculously hot. Ridiculous. I wish I could find my other pick. I don't like this pick that much. Hold on. Just get a spare one. I think I should have. Everything. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure what in there it was flagging as inappropriate. The only reason. That's one of the reasons. this strap. I really would prefer this guitar to be up here with the way it wants to sort of balance. I keep finding myself tilting the neck up more and more and more. If I could just get it here. So it's more like it wants to hang almost perpendicular, at least on this strap, which is not quite how I like it. I don't know. Has a really interesting response to, I think I mentioned when the night we first strung it up, the strings almost kind of like bounce under your fingers, like they're really, 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 really snappy and percussive feeling. And it kind of takes some getting used to. Presence down a little bit. Bring the depth up some on the power amp. Chair stuck on. Hey Rusty, how are you? Like it's mean sounding guitar. It's gotten better. When I changed some of the encoder settings at first, according to the Streamlabs guide, and it broke everything horribly when we first started the stream. So I had to restart it with something more akin, a tweaked version of the original settings we were using. It's been running pretty smoothly since, actually. I have the pickups really low too, like I crank them way down. Especially the neck pickup. Pretty serious sustain though. Oh yeah, we're on 22 frets. Wonder how this does tuned lower. bridge is slightly floating too, so it's going to take a little bit of tweaking. Wow, that moved quite a lot. What kind of bridge is it? Is it like a tunematic style bridge? Because like GFS will have tons of cheap tunematics. I'd say about a whole step down. Just go full scoop, make it as gnarly as possible. On that scoops. Yeah, this is from White Lion's final album. Let's see. sort of skronk from it just by default. You don't even need like a boost. Wonder why he didn't put rubberized trim springs on it though. Because especially since don't even have a back plate, like they ring like crazy. Like you're just really, 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 really toothy. There we go. These kind of like seasick sounds. Now I'm just kind of jamming around for the last few minutes. You could probably only go for another 10 minutes or so. Since we're about to hit 12:30, and folks won't appreciate the racket. So Ovisod wanted me to break this one out since we've been kind of watching the neck settle since I got it. What was it? Like a week and a half ago, maybe? Because it's got a little bit of unevenness in it from the treble side to the bass side. I restrung it, set it up, and everything. I've been kind of observing it, seeing if the neck's going to straighten out properly. Because unfortunately, I might have to send it back. But, at the moment, we're just kind of jamming with it. I'm just making stuff up. These kind of like nauseated half-step bands. Very unstable sounding. It does have like so much string to string clarity though that when you play those little intervals like that, like if you're just moving those thirds or sixths or ninths, you can actually hear them all really, really clearly. It's interesting. It's almost like two guitars. Nauseous from stress and lack of sleep. You definitely need to be sleeping. Because if you're not sleeping, it's just going to make the stress worse. Sure thing, man. We're probably about to wrap up anyway. Interesting. It's like that tuner's slipping a little bit. hear, though, even with the very, very hot pickups, you can hear a lot of string separation in these chords. Very math rocky sounding. What do we want there if we're going to reharmonize that? What are we going to do with that low string in that case? Maybe we'll have to do a Math Monday. Interesting. Well, anyway, it's 12:30 something now, so we probably better wrap it up for the evening. But thanks you guys for hanging out. Thanks for making some requests. All that fun stuff. We'll be back Wednesday with. Well, let's do something different Wednesday because we can't hook a bunch of pedals up. Because it should be like pick a pedal challenge or something like that, but we can't really do that without the power supply. Crispy. So maybe we'll do another pre-war Wednesday and do some early blues stuff or something. Well, Daisy Chain was what I was using, you know, the old one spot, and it's given up the ghost. And it's the unit itself too, not the actual little daisy chain extensions. It's something wrong with the actual unit itself. So maybe we'll do another pre-war Wednesday and do some early blues and jazz type stuff and folk stuff. So we've only done one of those so far. What else? We had another Wednesday theme though. Oh yeah, we had a workout Wednesday where we do exercises. We could do one of those where I like write up some exercises for you guys to do and put them in the Discord. Well, that sounds like fun. Ground issue here too. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, guys. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. If you haven't checked out the socials, the YouTube, the Instagram, all that fun stuff, check those out. And I'll see you guys Wednesday night with something. We'll be doing something on guitar.